Forgot my tools again.
The fact that my results are so hypersexualized isn't surprising, says Eileen Kalaskin, an assistant professor at the University of Washington who studies biases and representation in AI systems. Lenza generates its avatars using Stable Diffusion, an open-source AI model that generates images based on text prompts. Stable Diffusion is built using a massive open-source dataset that has been compiled by scraping images off the internet. And because the internet is overflowing with images of naked or barely dressed women and pictures reflecting sexist, racist stereotypes, the dataset is also skewed towards these kinds of images. This leads to AI models that sexualize women regardless of whether they want to be depicted that way, Kalaskin says, especially women with identities that have been historically disadvantaged. AI training data is filled with racist stereotypes, pornography, and explicit images of rape, researchers found after analyzing a dataset similar to the one used to build Stable Diffusion. It's notable that their findings were only possible because the dataset is open source. Most other popular image-making AIs, such as Google's Imagen and OpenAI's DALL-E, are not open but are built in a similar way, using similar sorts of training data, which suggests that this is a sector-wide problem. What's going on, everybody? Good morning. You are listening to another episode of the Black Man Into the Wild podcast. You know, I'm blessed to be here with you all today. And as always, I'm blessed to have you here with me as well. Before we get started, as always, if you have not already, please go ahead and subscribe to this channel, like the video, and share with your friends if you like what you hear. Also, you can listen and download each episode of this podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. We're streaming right now on all major digital streaming platforms, including Amazon Audible and iHeartRadio. I appreciate your support. Now, this first story was published last month, and it comes from the MIT Technology Review. The viral AI avatar app Lenza undressed me without my consent. The companies developing these models and apps make active choices about how they use the data, says Ryan Steed, a PhD student at Carnegie Mellon University who has studied biases in image generation algorithms. Someone has to choose the training data, decide to build the model, and decide to take certain steps to mitigate those biases or not, he says. The app's developers have made a choice that male avatars get to appear in spacesuits while female avatars get cosmic G-strings and fairy wings. A spokesperson for Prisma Labs, the California-based company that developed the Lenza app, says that sporadic sexualization of photos happens to people of all genders, but in different ways. The company says that because Stable Diffusion is trained on unfiltered data from across the internet, neither they or Stability AI, the company behind Stable Diffusion, quote, could consciously apply any representation biases or intentionally integrate conventional beauty elements. Despite that, the companies claim they are working on trying to address the problem. Now, Lenza wasn't the only AI story in the headlines last year. Now, I didn't talk about it on the podcast, but I'm sure we all remember the AI rapper FN Mecca, who was dropped by Capitol Records in 2022 over claims of racial stereotyping. Or what about Blake Lemoine, the ex-Google engineer who said that Google's artificial intelligence technology is alive and has feelings? Well, to kick off 2023, There seems to be a lot of focus centered around how one artificial intelligence company in particular, OpenAI, is gaining attention and, more importantly, investment after launching their next generation chatbot, ChatGPT, in November of last year. OpenAI is an artificial intelligence research laboratory. The company conducts research in the field of artificial intelligence with the stated goal of promoting and developing friendly AI in a way that benefits humanity as a whole. The organization was founded in San Francisco in 2015 by Sam Altman, Elon Musk, and others who collectively pledged $1 billion. Musk resigned from the board in February of 2018, but remained a donor. In 2019, OpenAI received a $1 billion investment from Microsoft and Matthew Brown Companies. We're going to talk about that Microsoft investment a little bit further in the podcast. Musk and Altman have stated they are partly motivated by concerns about the existential risk from artificial general intelligence. OpenAI states that it's hard to fathom how much human-level AI could benefit society, and that it is equally difficult to comprehend how much it could damage society if built or used incorrectly. Some scientists, such as Stephen Hawking and Stuart Russell, have articulated concerns that if advanced AI someday gains the ability to redesign itself at an ever-increasing rate, an unstoppable intelligence explosion could lead to human extinction. Around December 2022, OpenAI received widespread media coverage after launching a free preview of ChatGPT, its new AI chatbot based on GPT 3.5. According to OpenAI, the preview received over 1 million signups within the first 5 days. According to anonymous sources cited by Reuters in December 2022, OpenAI was projecting a $200 million revenue for 2023 and $1 billion for 2024. And as of January 2023, it was in talks for funding that would value the company at $29 billion. Now, here's everything you need to know about OpenAI's GPT-3 tool. GPT-3, which stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer 3, is a state-of-the-art language processing AI model developed by OpenAI, of course. It is capable of generating human-like text and has a wide range of applications, including language translation, language modeling, and generating text for applications such as chatbots. It is one of the largest and most powerful language processing AI models to date, with 175 billion parameters. Now, in less corporate terms, GPT-3 gives a user the ability to give a trained AI a wide range of worded prompts. These can be questions, requests for a piece of writing on a topic of your choosing, or a huge number of other worded requests. It is a program able to understand human language as it is spoken and written, allowing it to understand the worded information it is fed and what to spit back out. While it can be fun to use OpenAI's years of research to get an AI to write bad stand-up comedy scripts or answer questions about your favorite celebrities, its power lies in its speed and understanding of complicated matters. Where we could spend hours researching, understanding, and writing an article on quantum mechanics, ChatGPT can produce a well-written alternative in seconds. However, it has limitations, and its software can be easily confused if your prompt starts to become too complicated, or even if you just go down a road that becomes a little bit too niche. Equally, it can't deal with concepts that are too recent. World events that have occurred in the past year will be met with limited knowledge, and the model can produce false or confused information occasionally. Now, OpenAI is also very aware of the internet and its love of making AI produce dark, harmful, or biased content. Like its DALL-E image generator before, ChatGPT will stop you from asking the more inappropriate questions or for help with dangerous requests. OpenAI has had a number of big-name investors in its rise to fame, with names including Peter Thiel and LinkedIn co-founder Reid Hoffman. But when it comes to the ChatGPT, in its real-life uses, it's one of OpenAI's biggest investors that will get to use it first. Microsoft threw a massive $1 billion investment into OpenAI, and now the company is looking to implement ChatGPT into its search engine, Bing. Microsoft has been battling to take Google on as a search engine for years now, looking for any feature that can help it stand out. Last year, Bing held less than 10% of the world's internet searches. While that may sound tiny, it is more a testament to Google's grip on the market, with Bing standing out as one of the most popular options. With plans to implement ChatGPT into the system, Bing is hoping to better understand users' queries and offer a more conversational search engine. Thanks for listening, everybody. This has been another episode of the Black Man Into the Wild podcast. Have a great day.